future, talk radio will actually educate, inspire, and make you think. The future is now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. I'm your host, Wendi Cooper, and it's time to sit back, let go, and start living unfiltered. Hey, that's me. Walk on for the evening. Hey, everybody, how are you? I thought I'd try something different there. I don't know if it worked. I can't. Woo. Okay, so welcome to Living Unfiltered. This is the episode right before Thanksgiving 2015. I can't have him close. I can't have him mine. My co-host, John Hamilton, is in the house tonight.
I'm here again. Again. How about that?
Like he better be
Okay.
every other Tuesday.
I'm committed.
Going forward.
It's
we
even
so much
coordinated our outfits.
We did.
We didn't realize it.
Did you? We did.
We're going for graphic lettering and
we're
black
so
and white
cute.
look. Yeah.
Look at what it says. What does it say, John?
Yours says easy GoPro. Go time just got easier.
Go time just got frickin' easier is what I wanted, but my attorney said no, don't do that. And yours says you're a healthy goer. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, you're not really at Living Unfiltered, but you are at the poop show.
Yeah, you're at the poop shack.
You're at the poop shack. So, John, how are you?
I'm doing well, Wendy. I'm a little exhausted.
Oh, no, why?
Oh, it's just the time of the year. And I'm moving this week, and it's the time of the year. But, you know, everything's really good.
Why is it? Why do you get tired this time of year?
It's just with my job now, I kind of have to manage my own life and someone else's life, and so especially this time of year it gets a little bit crazy, but it's actually good because there's no time to think, so I just go, and sometimes that's better for me, but
that's what I do. You know, I do that all the time. I can't stop. If I stop, it's like when I stop to eat lunch, I don't want to do that. I mean, just my personality is like, I'm going.
Yeah, I do that like on vacation. I can't do that my day to day. Like, I haven't eaten yet today.
Oh, you
because
haven't?
there wasn't a moment where I could really take a minute, stop, eat, and I don't really want to. I got to get things done. So, what are you gonna do?
Well, I had that moment today where I was so hungry. Does this happen to you? I'm so hungry and I'm dreaming of the thing I want to eat. And I got all of this stuff accomplished, right? I rented the van to pick up the $10 table I'm renting, and I paid $29 for a van for 2 hours because I had to pick up the table I was renting because I couldn't get it any other way to the house. And I wasn't going to rely on anybody to like find a pickup truck or anything. So I just did it on my own.
Through what, like Enterprise or something?
Yeah, through like this place over by the airport because I live over by the airport. But I was so hungry. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock on my way back to the house, and I thought, all right, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to stop at this little Playa Deli, deli, and I'm going to get their tuna because they have really good tuna, and I'm going to go home, and I'm going to make a tuna sandwich on that bread I bought at Trader Joe's yesterday, and I was
the fantasizing.
and my stomach was like saying, yes, and the guy says, do you want a fork? And I said, no, I'm just taking it to go, so I don't taste it or anything, right?
Oh,
and
shit.
I get home, I open it up, and I went, boo, man, that doesn't smell like tuna. You know, and it was cold chicken salad. And if there was one thing on earth I hate, is cold chicken, cold poultry. Oh, I hate it. I cannot stand the way it smells.
I won't do cold cuts. I hate, I can't do that stuff either.
Why is Kurt crawling around in here?
Yeah, if you notice our eyes darting around, it's because of that.
Kurt, it's okay.
So what'd you do with your chicken salad? Did you eat it? Or?
No, I put it in the refrigerator. I said I'll try one bite, and when I put it in my mouth and it touched my tongue, I spit it out into the sink, and I put it in the refrigerator, hoping one of the men in the house will eat it, which they will. They'll gladly eat it.
Well, you got one step closer to eating than I did today.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So be careful. You're drinking, so here we are.
What are we drinking? Because this is actually really good. I think.
So I got here at UBN here, and I went into the kitchen to put the chocolate pie I made you and Cassidy in the fridge, and lo and behold, there was this, and I saw it right away, and it's called Scarlet Bartending. Was this from what's his show? The Party Planner? Oh, that's awesome. What's the name of his show?
Behind
Party Lines. Yeah. And okay,
Clever.
so I saw this and I went, "Whoa, Tona, what's this?" When what it is it's taking spirits to a higher level, scarlet bartending, and it's called Caramel Apple Rye. Is it good, John?
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had
Really
a sip of it
smooth.
yet. And I thought, Meg Librizzi, what a cool name, Librizzi, Librizzi. Oh my goodness, she sales, and it's Meg at scarletbartending.com. And no, they did not leave it here for me to do this. I'm drinking
But we're
it.
enjoying it. So
Let me
thank
tell you if it's good.
Yeah, what do you think about it? I think it's smooth. I'm not even a whiskey drinker.
Oh, that's nice.
It's nice, right?
I'm not a
you
whiskey.
don't like whiskey.
I don't like brown booze.
Yeah. The darker, then stay away from it.
It's not bad. Tony, taste
Oh, no,
it.
I don't drink alcohol. It would probably knock me on my butt.
Yeah.
One of these days.
Well, there's
Tony.
like 10 of them out there, so I thought it was cool, and we're drinking it, and I have a toothache, so it's perfect for me. And but anyway, here it is, Scarlet, bartending. Hey,
Yes,
John.
Thank you, Meg. Yes.
So we wanted to take this show before Thanksgiving and give thanks to all that we know. But we do. We're thankful for everything in our lives, and we're
course.
going to move on past that
Yeah, we
really
are.
fast.
No time.
But I'm mostly thankful that you've now joined Living Unfiltered and are my co-host.
I'm thankful that you offered it to me.
Really?
Yeah, it's really fun.
Sometimes I wonder if I forced him.
No.
You
Well, I
know?
mean, maybe like the giant social media blast the day after was intimidating
Yeah.
for me,
Right.
but you definitely didn't force me into this. I mean, you're allowing me in here. If anything,
If
I'm the
you
one
thought that
forcing
was
myself here.
that was a giant social media blast that I did the day after, I didn't do very much of anything. I have actually restrained because I almost did a press release, and then I just said, no, I won't do that press release.
Yeah.
I'm going to though before December 12th when my press releases run out.
It's expired.
But what would be really wonderful in today's world of engagement and social everything is finding a really great balance. And it's like I created Living Unfiltered, and Tony's probably going to say, she's going to say, make up your mind, woman. What do you want to do here? But I think that we're always a work in progress, and especially in this radio TV genre, we have such opportunities to create wonderful shows about so many different topics that it led me to doing Living Unfiltered as opposed to doing my marketing shows, because that's what I do is marketing. And every once in a while on Living Unfiltered, we have, different guests that are maybe pertain to marketing also, some of my peeps from, my world.
Yeah.
And we've had some great ones, actually, Saul Colt and all sorts of really good marketing people. But when it comes to you and me, is that proper English? You and me?
When it comes
you
to,
and I?
no, you and
Me
me
and
is
you,
correct.
me and me?
Yeah.
You and me, I think we need to have some fun figuring out what our show is really going to be about.
I think you're right. And I want to correct myself. I think it's you and I. Sorry, I'm kind of
I don't.
a freak about
I
it.
think
Is it
it's
you
John
me?
and I and you and me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we... Yeah, we have a lot of... us.
That took me a minute.
We have a lot to discuss because there are a lot of topics for us to kind of cover within our realm that we do. You're in marketing and, in advertising, and I'm in public relations. Right. And so those obviously cross-pollinate a lot. And so there's a lot that we can talk about within that. But the reason why I love the title of your show, Living Unfiltered, is because we can talk about anything under
That's right.
that. I mean, really, we can talk
about anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
And without needing to stay on topic necessarily, as long as it's interesting, then it's going to be interesting. And as long as we're interested in each other, then who cares, right? As long as we're having fun, then
yes,
it's good.
Exactly. And, I've had people on that have, with cancer, and we've talked about their cancer, and we've talked about my breast and my surgeries and all of that stuff. And, we can have things that are serious topics.
Of course.
But if we get back a little bit more to, I desperately do miss my roots, right? Which every day I go to, I'm working, and, although I am running a very successful toilet. This is lively lavender. And this is my toilet stool, Easy Go Pro.
It's a really soothing color.
Thank you. I just did an ad on Amazon that said lavender, the calming solution. And And then it's like to elevate your feet, right? But this is what I do, and I do all of the marketing and advertising for EasyGo Pro. Plus, I do everything else too. But anyway,
you are EasyGo Pro.
Here's something that's really cool. So how I have these labels that just like rip right off. It's so funny because I see people post pictures of their of this product on Amazon, and they'll still have all the labels on it underneath their toilet. And it's like, so I write in the comment section. I write, my name is Marina, by the way, and I write. You do realize those labels come off, don't you? We took them off of ours. It's like I can't stand it.
Don't tell them if they're posting it on social media. They got to keep those stickers on so we know what it is we are looking at.
Well, they're posting it on Amazon with their reviews.
Oh, okay, so we know.
Yeah. So this is our new color, and it's a super great seller because people were having a lot of fun with our toilet stools, right? And that's why I have my stupid T-shirt on tonight.
What do you mean? I thought we were doing this because they're awesome.
They are awesome. Like, they're awesome. But anyway, and this is my poster.
It is. Observant.
And this is my sponsor. But wait a minute.
Did someone say sponsor?
Did someone say sponsor?
Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. Wendi, fill me in.
Okay. So I am so grateful because we have a new awesome sponsor.
And I'm completely in the dark here, just so everybody does know.
Yeah. So what I think I'm going to do is, because you know nothing about Selfie Station. Oh, Tony wasn't ready. Sorry, I went off script. So So Tony's going to get ready. And what we're going to do is Selfie Station. Here, we're on radio.
Yes.
Okay, so close your eyes.
Okay.
Imagine a big, gigantic, white, beautiful iPhone. Okay, that is sitting in the corner of your Christmas party.
Okay.
And it actually acts as though it's like a photo booth. You see this big, beautiful, and it's really beautiful. It's this big, giant, life-size iPhone.
Are my eyes still closed?
Yeah, you can open your eyes. Okay, that you can take.
Well, wait, my eyes are closed. How big is this? Is this an
It's
actual
big.
iPhone?
It's like, okay, imagine a big, giant iPhone. Okay, can you see that?
Oh, okay, cool.
Is that on screen?
Oh, cool.
Right. So for people that are just listening, this is what it looks like. So imagine the old school photo booth. And everybody goes to these parties, and they have the photo booth, and it's the kind of the old school photo booth, but you can put on a mustache and some glasses and a little hat, and at weddings and bachelor parties and things like that.
The kinds that you rent and whatnot. And you
the kind that you rent.
Right.
Exactly. And everybody's always waiting in line because it's kind of fun. You know, you have a couple of drinks and everybody wants to do that. The problem with those is that you have the paper, you know, you have the old school things that poop out, right? You get like the 5 pictures or the 6 pictures.
You are just on brand with the pooping, aren't you?
I am. Easy. It's easy to do.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, so anyway, so Selfie Station is a giant. It looks just like a giant size iPhone, so it looks awesome. It doesn't look like an old school photo booth. You're able to do the same things you do with a photo booth, right? But what's really cool is that you can push, like, they automatically can be posted to Facebook, automatically can be posted to go through email. They can automatically be posted anywhere, really, right? Twitter, everywhere, just within the thing.
So finally, this whole industry of photo booths has caught up to social media and what
That's
what
right.
we actually
So
need
it's
these
an
days.
awesome combination of everybody's taking selfies. It's a combination of photo booth meets iPhone or selfie, you know, selfie craze, right? But you're also but you rent them and you can have them at your parties and things like that.
Very cool.
So what's really super cool about it is it's not about having it at the party. It's about owning your own business doing it. So you can actually own one
and rent it out
and build your own business by having it at events or renting it out. And the deal is awesome because right now they'll give $500 off for anybody that signs up, right? Well, that actually opens a business with it.
Well,
so
it's actually a really easy, smart way to make some extra money.
Are you kidding? I would do it in a New York second.
Yeah.
I was like loving this thing. I would do it in New York second. How much fun would it be that's all you do is you take your selfie station and you go to parties. I mean, what could be better than that? And you make money doing it.
That sounds great.
Right. So it's at can we run the commercial? So, and then I'll tell everybody how to get a hold of them. But it's really, 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 really cool.
It sounds
really cool.
I'm excited to play with one.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Christy, what are you doing here?
Making money with Selfie Station.
That awesome portable touchscreen photo booth is your business? Ah, it's so much fun, and the pictures are such a great memory.
Everybody loves Selfie Station. I'm having more fun and making more money than I ever have.
Want to own a fun business that everybody loves? Weddings, trade shows, any social event, you'll be amazed how much people will pay to make your business the life of their event. Right now, Pandora listeners get $500 off the professional package. Just click the banner or go to selfiestation.com.
Okay, that's cool. I'm into that. So explain a little bit how I would get. How do I do it? How do I get started?
Okay, so
because I want to do it.
So obviously.
See you, Wendi. I'm done with the show. I got a new thing going on.
I know, exactly. Okay, so you would go to selfiestationpodcast.com.
Okay.
So selfie is just like selfiestationpodcast.com. And it's going to ask you to put in your name and your email address. And then it'll also ask for a promo code. And you just put in your promo code. The promo code, I think for me, is UBN Wendi or...
The second one you put unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Okay, so my promo code is unfiltered. That's just so everybody knows. Selfie Station people know that, people are listening. And then Selfie Station basically will call you. And they'll talk to you all about the business model. But the business model, it's super affordable. I'm going to tell you something. I was really shocked when I was talking to them. It's super affordable. It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I just was jumping out of my seat. Tony saw me. I was like, I just totally want to do this.
So it must be pretty easy to transport then.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
They just folded it up and put it into a case and rolled it out.
Oh, see, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
You get a camera with it, a DSLR, right? You get the camera, you get the printer, you get the selfie station, you get everything, and it's your own business. Who couldn't make that business work?
Yeah, with the little.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
No, I'm serious. Who couldn't make it work?
A little bit of work, and you got a good thing going on.
Yeah,
there. Awesome.
It's awesome. So it's selfiestationpodcast.com, and if you put into the promo code unfiltered, that would be awesome. So they'll know that you're coming from the show. But yeah, I really, 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 really want to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on that before it blows up too much, and then I got too much competition.
So anyway, that's just such a fun thing, and I actually would love to rent one and have it. I think we should do it for a UBN party or something because it was just. I was really surprised, and I'm not one to just like sit and pitch products because I see products all the time.
That's your world.
But like Red Scarlet, whatever. But this selfie station is really awesome. So anybody wanting to own their own business, it's a really great thing. And the other thing that's really great is also you can just call them to rent them for an event, and they're super, super affordable. Mm-hmm. So
cool.
Anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's our new sponsor.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to have one, to use one. Start my own little business.
What's great is that you just push it, and it's like I always hated waiting for those stupid those
like
strips
5 minutes.
to come out,
yeah.
right? And then you're waiting for the strips to come out, and then the people at the wedding or the party that you're at, they're getting aggro because they want to go in there, but your strips are still sitting in the box.
Exactly.
Right. So anyway.
Well, it sounds really cool.
Yeah, it is super cool. It's super trendy.
We got to get one in here.
Yeah, we do. All right. So there you go.
All right. Well, I approve. Awesome. That sounds very cool.
All right. So you want to let's oh, see, I told you I brought another one in because this one is almost already gone.
Oh, wow. You're a forward thinker.
Yeah. So what do you think, John, if you could have the ultimate show, because podcasting is a very big thing, and we are actually live. We're a combination of podcasting and television and live.
That's a lot.
Right?
Yes.
We do have I would have to say, I'm going to exaggerate. I'm going to round up. I'll round up. Okay. And we do have about 25,000 people that download our show.
Okay.
So
that's a good amount of people. Now, do we get requests? Have you received, because you've been doing this for a decent amount of time
I've been doing this kind of thing for almost 4 years now.
And any feedback? Do people ever tell you were way off the line here, or
nope.
I want to hear more of this, or what's
they
your
used
opinion
to
on
really,
this?
Yeah, I used to get a lot more feedback when I did a marketing show, and I was really focused. In my first few years I did this, I was really focused on having professional supply chain or inventors or even indie filmmakers, because I believe everybody's a product, and or product designers, people that were very specific to to marketing, advertising our products, right?
Sure.
You know, in all different ways. It could be the Hispanic market, and how do you market to the Hispanic market? So I always had a lot of really interesting guests on. And then when I came to UBN, I did a show with Peter Sobey, and it was more fun. We really just kind of made it going to market with Wendi and Peter, and we had a variety of guests on. It wasn't never too targeted to be serious marketing like I had done at the previous station I was at. But that's really my thing, right? To be a little bit more integrated into my mentality, which is, you know, how do you bring a product to market? What are all the things that you think about? What are the challenges, and how is marketing and advertising changing on a daily basis?
Daily basis.
And then publicity always plays so much into marketing.
Right. Publicity is almost like, if marketing is the train, publicity is the coal or the steam, the fuel that drives the train.
Right.
You can't have one without the other.
Do people find or confuse marketing with publicity?
Right.
You know, and I think publicity is one of the veins of marketing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Marketing is the umbrella, you know, and then we have publicity and what
exactly
have you underneath that. But yeah, they serve different purposes.
Well, can you explain how they serve different purposes? Do you is that putting you on the spot too much?
No. Well, I mean, if you take the basics of the terms, marketing and then public relations, you know, you can kind of break it down from there. Okay, so marketing is, how are we going to make this product look? How are we going to present it? How are we going to display it? How are we going to design it for the people?
What are we
going to
call it? Right.
What are we going to call it? Exactly. And then once you have everything kind of built out, and then, okay, here's the Easy Go Pro, you know, it's done, it's branded, it's sealed, ready to go. Then you get into the PR, and it's okay, what outlets do we reach out to? What, you know, how do we sort of cross market into certain events or venues or other brands that won't compete but complement? And so, yeah, it's kind of like, I guess if the brand is the fire, the PR is like the oxygen. If you don't keep feeding the product with oxygen or the fire with oxygen, it's going to die out. You know, so you got to constantly...
Unless you have a shitload of money for marketing.
Right. Unless you have a shitload of money for marketing. Right. Or unless you're, you know, Coca-Cola and you're a household name that everybody's known forever. Then that is what it is. And then you just get to play with advertising and have to deal with social media.
So give me an example. An example of great publicity. Like, what would you do with Easy Go Pro? Would you put me on Dr. Oz? Would you put me on shows, like if you were the publicist for Easy Go Pro?
Yeah, that's one route that I would definitely pitch you as the inventor, as the lady behind the brand, and as the expert in that field. I think going on shows like Dr. Oz or like The Doctors, or...
Which is where Squatty Potty has already been twice.
You know, they're squatting all over the damn place.
They're everywhere. They have great PR.
But I think it's important to attach a person with a product sometimes.
Thank you.
You know, especially with a personal product like the Easy Go Pro, where, you know...
To have its story. To know the origin, to not just say, oh, I don't get it, what is this product, what is it going to do for me, but to have a person actually attached to it that can speak out of experience. You know, what's funny is 2 years ago when as everyone knows, I worked with Squatty Potty years back, and I did Easy Go Pro because I was their marketing consultant and blah, blah, blah. And I know the category really well because I do health and wellness products. But I just changed our website. And it's really interesting from a marketing perspective, what I've done is that, you know, I still have EasyGoPro.com, which only sells the white one. Okay. And that's been a website I've had for a while, and that's transactional. People can buy it there, but they can't. But I never made that website so that it was more than what it is for my flagship product, which was the white one. Right, because it's a little complicated with the shopping cart and the this and that. And everything
yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I decided that I was going to, and then I saw that 99% of my sales come in on Amazon. They just do. They come in on Amazon. Amazon is for product searches.
I buy most 99% of my things off
Everybody
Amazon
does.
now.
I bought my own lavender on Amazon because I could get it faster than I could and actually cheaper than I could, well, because I'm buying it from myself, and then they're delivering it to me the next day, or else I would have to have my warehouse in Chino send it by UPS, which will cost me, right? And the labor for them to put it in the box, and then the box and everything else, right? Or I drive to Chino and pick them up, and I'm not going to do that.
Nobody's
so
driving to Chino.
Amazon, what a great commercial for Amazon. Amazon was cheaper for me to just buy my own product and have it delivered because I needed lavenders. But Amazon is for Google is no longer leading in search, right? Okay, and Google is thinking about getting rid of their ad platform, which is interesting, right?
It's not a bad idea.
Right, because Google is now more about what color, where did Tony Sweet grow up, as opposed to I want to buy Tony Sweet granola bars. They're going to go to Amazon to buy those, and they're going to search Google to find out where you grew up. It's just the nature of this. This is the human nature. This is what's happening.
And then now with apps and everything too, I'm not even on a website anymore. I just click the app button and I'm directly there. So I'm not really even searching for anything. I'm just going straight to the source.
That's right. You're going straight to where you want to be, and you just expect.
And if it's not there,
I was just going to say. And if it's not there,
if it's not Prime,
that's a pretty stupid move on the marketer's part to not be where everybody is.
Amazon is gonna take over.
Well, they basically have. But as a marketer of a consumer good or of anybody's products, right? I have to say, I just put my friend Randall, Randall, he came with the movie on it. He has a product called Top Secret. And I just put him on Amazon. I taught him how to put it up on Amazon. And he was like, Cooper, I love you, man. I sold one. It's like, I haven't sold one in 3 years. I've had a website for 3 years and I haven't sold one.
Well, websites, you can't just throw up a website. Getting back to marketing.
No, his website was awesome, but people don't buy from websites. People buy from Amazon.
They buy from Amazon, but also if your website's not built correctly, it just flies away. You're never going to find it.
I just created. It took me 6 months. Thank God, Ian, I love you to death, but you're the slowest freaking person these days. It's like, come on. Anyway, 6 months to build this website. And what I did was, I said, okay, Ian, don't worry. We won't do a shopping cart, because I learned there's no reason to have a website with a shopping cart that's all integrated. Why? Because nobody buys there. They go to Amazon. So I put a long time ago on EasyGoPro.com, I put a link to Amazon directly to my detail page on Amazon.
Totally smart.
Okay,
because then there's reviews and then there's people posting.
And I made it easy for the consumer. So I wanted a website that had my lavender, my pink, my blue, right, and my Easy Go Kids, and a story. What led me here was, and a story. Why is Easy Go Pro what it is? Who is behind Easy Go Pro? And I told the frickin' truth that this, because 2 years ago on my older website, I was like, oh, I'm like tiptoeing around because I didn't want Squatty Potty to get all mad at me, and they got no right to get mad at me about anything. We're both in the same category or whatever, but I didn't want them to have any reason to come after me for any reason.
And make your life more difficult. And
So I created this whole story about Wendi Cooper, the ovarian cancer survivor, the women's health advocate, there's all this whole stupid story there about that was true, but not really true to why I did Easy Go Pro. So I just put it up, EasyGoPro.net.
That's still part of your profile.
Well, EasyGoPro.net, I tell the story about how I was Squatty Potty's consultant, how I knew, there just could be a better mousetrap. There's just what they had, and I knew the category because had it through C-Spot Run. I had created this $600 million brand in the digestive health twice. I did it one for Irwin Naturals and once for 6 Day Bio Diet. And so I was very qualified. That's why they called me. Right. Because I was known as the lady that could make poop commercials work. Seriously. It's why they called me. Okay, so I tell that story now on the new website.
Well, you should. That's a huge feat to take something like that people don't want to talk about, until you're like.
Do you know what it
Until
was
you turn
like?
30, and then you're all down to talk about anything.
So I get referred by people at QVC. I'm referred to this company called Squatty Potty, and they call me, and I'm on the phone with the powers that be at Squatty Potty, which I can't say who they are, but they are not the family. Okay, they tote it as a family business.
Marketing.
Right. So, but the family is on the phone. Part of the family's on the phone, and I was highly recommended. And so I was, I said, well, we have a few challenges, and I said I always look at the challenges with a new client before I look at anything, because the things that aren't challenges, they're easy to get over because they're not challenges. I said, so I always like to point out the challenges, and I think one of your challenges is there's two. One of them is that you have a name called Squatty Potty, and you also have a big giant plastic stool that sits in front of somebody's toilet that nobody probably cares about. So how do we get over that? Because it is a good item, right?
Yeah.
So how do we make people care? So anyway, and I went on to create a good commercial that was very good for them. That is still one of my favorite, actually, sadly enough.
Well,
and that's where
you did it.
That's where.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Wrong layer.
That's where this layer comes in. That's where this came from. Happy Life. This was Squatty Potty commercial.
It's a good look.
You like that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Hey, we're living unfiltered, people. Get with the times.
We are. So, to my point, the next thing is that on this new website, I don't let anybody buy product. I just have a click through to Amazon, to Walmart.com, and to Home Depot.
I mean, why not?
Because that's where my product's sold.
And your website, really? If you're going to be selling elsewhere?
I get like an order a month on my website. But I get like 50 a day on Amazon, but one a month on my website.
And the website is not even about that. It's about the SEO, right? And it's about giving yourself web presence and keeping yourself up there. So if someone Googles... Because some people
if somebody Googles a toilet stool
or whatever other term,
I'm on Home Depot and I'm on Amazon. Amazon is going to do my SEO for me because they want to sell my product.
Yeah.
So I don't want to cannibalize my Amazon and my Home Depot and I don't want to cannibalize my distributors or my merchants, efforts. So why would I bid against them by trying to get my website to rank? That's what Squatty Potty does. They want everybody to go to their website because they have a bigger margin in that sale, right?
And do they still do the
pooping unicorn?
What's the proper
Print
term?
to poop? The direct to consumer?
HSN type of stuff.
Oh no, they don't do any of that.
They don't do any of
that. No, they refuse to. They do a lot of radio. It's
a radio friendly product, I suppose.
They took my commercial off the air because, well, number one, it made them too much money, and they didn't. Yeah, I can't say.
Okay. We'll save that for the after show.
They didn't want to do DRTV because they thought it hurt their brand. But then next thing you know, Howard Stern is talking about it. And that's like, which is it? Is it the king of all shit media, or is it a beautiful commercial? What do you want to do? And then they do the pooping unicorn. Did you see that? Yeah.
We played it last week.
Which was 2 weeks ago. It was genius.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't think it's working as well. It only has 8 million hits.
And that's a really sore point for me. I listen to Howard every day. Love Howard.
Do you hear him talking about Squatty Potty?
And I hear him talking about it a lot, and he's got a lot of influence over people. He's got a lot of
It really lit their business on fire. It did, but Howard Stern's like 10,000 a read.
Oh, for sure. And there's things and there's products that he's plugging that are kind of off-brand for him a little bit, that don't make sense, and you can tell he doesn't really give a shit. But if we want to talk about sort of a platform that this show could kind of be like, I think Howard and Robin, if we're just talking and if we're...
Am I Howard?
Well... I guess technically you're Howard and I'm Robin Quivers.
You said it.
Which is fine. That means you have to do most talking, so I'm cool with that. But I like that they catch each other off guard sometimes. They really are just giving their own opinions about things. They have points and things to hit and whatever's going on in the news that day or whatever, and their guests, but I love that they just kind of say whatever's on their mind.
They have like 4 hours, though, to do it.
That's a good point. Because there's some dead air time, too, where it's just cricket. All right, running out the time here. Let's keep it going. But that I know is entertaining, because I know now who Howard is. I know now who Robin is. And that's that human interest side. That's interesting in a radio show.
That's how the Squatty Potty thing came up, right? Howard had cancer. I mean, Robin had some type of cancer. She got constipated, and she found a solution, which was elevating her feet with this thing called Squatty Potty. How I found Squatty Potty was my girlfriend was very ill. She had the same problem, and she's a big person at QVC, and she said she got it. She called them and said, "Oh, you have to talk to Wendi Cooper about doing your marketing and your television for you." And that's how I got the gig with Squatty Potty. And that led me now to having my own toilet school company, because I have to tell you, it is an awesome solution for anybody. So there you go. You don't invest your own money in something. I want to kill myself. I would rather have a selfie station company. I mean, seriously, I would.
That sounds a lot better.
It sounds like so much fun.
Sounds fun and easy.
I know. Right? The only thing is that in California, we can't own a selfie station business. So because they have that that all wrapped up. But you can rent the selfie stations, but you can't own the selfies. Or else, I have to tell you, I would seriously consider doing it.
Right.
I would.
Wait, can you explain that a little bit more to me?
Well, I think they started here in California, so they have it saturated, like they have the rights to all of California. But like Las Vegas, Nevada, Arizona, every other state is open.
Huge. Vegas would be a great place to get in on that.
Yes, it would. I was just renting a table today. I was at Classic Party Rentals, and I was thinking, gee whiz, look at this business, you know? I mean, think about it. They could be renting selfie stations I could go to them. I'm not giving away my plan. Never mind.
So wait, let me just so like our listeners are a little bit more clear as to how this works and the opportunity really. How quickly did California become saturated? Because now it's too late for us.
Well, actually, right? I asked that question because I seriously was interested in it being a business because I think it could be a phenomenal business.
Yeah, it seems to be working.
Yeah. Well, it could be something you really enjoy doing too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And she said that it's not off the table completely. California, okay. But so it would depend, and a lot of times they have people who have certain areas in California that maybe they're moving to a different area, and so that area would open up. But, it's not a franchise, right? It's just a business. It's a business that you own this business outright. It's your business. And they don't want a royalty. There's no rule book. There's nothing. You're buying the equipment from them. And they do a lot of the marketing for Selfie Station, obviously. Jesus, I love this business, though.
Can I brand my Selfie Station? So let's say I'm with Belvedere Vodka.
Yes,
I can buy one and I can put that so at every party, my products, not only my selfie station that I'm making money off of, but also my other product is branded on there.
I believe, and I don't know the super details, but I believe if you're buying it from Selfie Station, you can co-brand.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
Cool.
Sure. That would, of course, because if you're doing an event for Bacardi or something like that, you're going to want to put Bacardi all over the thing.
Or if I am Bacardi, I'm about to buy 20 in every county.
Oh man, we can have such a business with this. I have to talk to them.
Yeah, we got to find the loophole for California.
This is crazy. This is the first thing that's excited me in a long time about I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years.
It's not easy being an entrepreneur either. It'd be a lot easier to show up 9 to 5 working at a desk, I'm sure.
That was what I told you last time. Was that you said, well, what do you really want? And I said, I really want a job.
And I think mine was, I want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you did.
I want to be anywhere but
where you
job.
Yeah.
But this isn't my job.
Well, I was looking at ladies at Classic Party Rentals today, and I'm looking at them, and I'm grunged out, right? So of course I'm just some grungy person picking up one table.
Your giant event.
My $13 table, and I looked around and I thought they all were coming back from lunch. And I know they're not watching, so they're all coming back from lunch, and they all looked exactly the same. They're like kind of got that overweightness, stretchy pants, big boobs, like out to here for some reason.
Well, if your waist grows, your boobs will grow with it.
And I was probably older than every single one of them. I mean, honestly, I'm 60.
They all have their like Skechers walking shoes on.
Yeah, yeah, and they all sat down at their desks that had magnets.
Personalizations, little
of their exactly. And I thought, the only person that I really could really relate to was the receptionist, and I heard her talking really low like this into the phone, and she was talking like that. I'm thinking,
phone sex operator?
No, who are you talking to? You're talking to somebody you shouldn't be talking to.
You're socializing.
Because you're socializing, and you look like you're working, but I hear you talking like this to whoever it was.
I mean, could you really do that though? Could you walk into the same environment every day?
That's what I was thinking.
9 to 5 with the same fucking people?
No.
I couldn't either.
Unless I was
running the fucking
Unless
joint.
I was.
Yeah, unless you're running the show, then no. Then it feels like a horse and pony show, dog, whatever the hell that's called. Yeah, I don't think I could ever do that either.
I don't think I'll ever run a show. I mean, I'll never run. I mean, the closest I came to ever doing that, I had a company, 6 Day Bio Diet, and we had lots of employees and that. And I'm pretty good at that because I'm a kind of a master. Like as a producer, you have to everything has to be in order, right? And then I was in construction management, and you can't build a high-rise building without everything being in order.
You were in construction management?
Yeah, years ago in my late 20s.
That's probably great.
I built a lot of this stuff in Brentwood. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure you learned a shitload too.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, that sounds interesting.
I loved it. And then the market fell through. I worked with Turner a lot, with Turner Construction and all of that. I loved it. I loved it. I did shell and core. I did TI. I did tenant improvement inside. I did all of that stuff. And I learned it from like the ground. I went in as a secretary.
Yeah.
And then I just had this thing for it. And I excelled to the point where my boss, who was the head of tenant improvement, he was leaving and he wanted me to take his place. But because I didn't have a college degree, Coldwell, it was Coldwell Banker that owned the company, said I couldn't move into the position.
That's such bullshit. That's their, I mean.
But I was doing the position, but I couldn't have the position and the pay. But I could do it. But I just couldn't have it, the title and the pay. Yeah.
Because that means so much. There's nothing you can learn in the field or actually.
No, then they promoted me to being the assistant to the bigger manager, who was so boring and smoked cigarettes every day at his desk.
So you just couldn't.
I never forget that, and then I quit.
At his desk,
at
inside.
His desk.
Oh,
that's so disgusting.
That's awful.
Let's run the Easy Go Pro commercial real quick, Tony, and we'll be right back.
In an average lifetime, 1,500,000 minutes are spent on the toilet. So what's the problem?
When you sit on a toilet, you're at a 90-degree angle.
Nature didn't want us to do it that way.
This causes pushing, straining, hemorrhoids.
That's crazy.
We want to create a product that is great for humanity.
Well, go time just got easier. Introducing Easy Go Pro, the only way to go.
Anatomically, we were designed to eliminate at a 35-degree angle.
You just sit, lift, and go in a natural position.
The benefits list is this long from a pure health perspective.
A healthy colon is encouraged by doctors for all ages.
The key to vitality, it's the key to longevity, it's the key to your health.
Be a healthy goer. Order now at EasyGoPro.com. Try it for 70 days. If you don't absolutely feel better, just send it back for a full product refund. Go time just got healthier at EasyGoPro.com.
Hey, we're back. Oh.
Hello.
That's kind of a cool commercial. You know, if I cut that commercial down to 30 seconds, I think it would be pretty awesome. Take me and Henner out of that commercial for Easy Go Pro and just have it, the jumping people and the voiceover and the toilet stool.
That's all you need.
I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to get that done. I've been saying that for 2 years. I've been writing that same press release for 3 years.
It must be really long.
What is it about me? I'm just, do you think I'm settling for a little by not doing a lot of PR for Easy Go Pro? I mean, PR is, it can be expensive, huh?
It can be very expensive and not really useful for a lot of products. Unless you get really creative and you're willing and you have the budget. And if, you have to have it. I've had clients before, and I was in similar, when I was with an agency and not just working for an individual, I was in health, beauty, wellness, et cetera. Yeah. So kind of same genre. And for some of our clients, it worked really, really well. And for other clients, no matter how hard we kicked our asses doing them and getting them into Barney's and getting them into, big retailers with big opportunities and on news shows, nothing happened. Nothing happened. So, I mean, part of it is if your company sucks, nothing's going to happen. But
well, what's interesting is that my company doesn't suck and it sells, and maybe that's why I don't give a flying fuck.
Well, but the thing about your company is that you have a competitor, right? So we know
that's right.
Your product is great. We know that there's a need for it.
And I ride the wave of my competition's big, deep pockets.
And that's okay to
in advertising.
And do that if you can, as long as you can, until you feel like you're at that tipping point when, okay, now is when I want to come in and let everybody forget about that old product and then let this new product in.
Well, I think my strategy as a Pisces is basically I want to sell the frickin' thing. Like I want to get through the holiday season and I want to start doing an evaluation of the company because we did almost $400,000 in our first year, and now we're heading into the big season. And because it is a great gift. People give toilet stools as a present. Actually, I dressed them all up so I could take pictures of them and put them online. How you gift your toilet stool.
That's smart. That's good.
They're really cute because I like to do that art direction kind of stuff. Yeah. Right. And
the creative side of it.
I love the creative side of it. You know, I've written, directed, produced every single commercial on my C Spot Run website. And I have 15 Telly Awards. I mean, that is, you know, I'm the art director. I do the wardrobe, everything, you know, so I just do everything because you're working on smaller budgets. So you kind of have to eliminate the people that we are a luxury, and those people that are luxuries are, you know, the prop guy, you know, and the art director and things like that. Then the publicist. Those are all things that can go because if I can wear that hat, I wear that hat because of budgets.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm used to that kind of control because as a person writing it, you have a vision, right? And who better to make that vision happen than yourself? I mean, I see people how they're wardrobed. I see if I send somebody in wardrobe to go buy wardrobe with a list of bring me back springtime colors and summer colors and pastels, things like that, and then they come back and they got autumn and brown it's like really. I take it all back and I just go in 15 minutes to Nordstrom's and I buy exactly what I want.
Because you know what you need, you know what you want. Yeah, and sometimes it's easier to just get things done, you know, yourself. Rather than having to rely on other people who don't really give a shit that much.
Well, they're getting $200 a day. You know, I mean, come on. You know, PAs don't get very much money.
Exactly. And then it's not riding on them, and they can just move from one thing to the next, really. But.
So John, what we're going to do is we're in 2 weeks we're going to come back. We're going to have Deirdre Wilson is going to be our guest. She's a super animal lover and advocate. She was a very good friend of Johnny Strange. Do you know who Johnny Strange was? Johnny Strange, he was the guy that was like did skydiving and did all these things, and he loved life, and he died recently. I think it's Johnny Strange.
Sorry, I didn't mean
it was
to laugh.
all
it
over
was
the
just
news.
Your delivery.
No, but this guy loved life so much that when he did die skydiving, everybody
That's
was
how he
like,
died?
yeah, and they had he's only like maybe 28, 30, but Deirdre knew him since he was a little boy, and it was just. You know, she's posted pictures of how this up at Zuma or at Leo Carrillo, they did this enormous surfer thing and everybody out in the water to tribute him.
Out.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was really beautiful. But Deirdre is a personality, and she's always in commercials, and she's been on television a lot, and so I'm having breakfast with her tomorrow. So she's our next upcoming guest because she really wants to do a show here at UBN.
Cool.
She says she's jonesing to come back to the limelight. Her husband's a famous photographer. Deirdre is like a host. No, that is not her. I think she would like that to be her, but it's not.
Okay, well, that's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, Deirdre is really fun, and so she's going to be our next guest, and then we're going to take a break for 3 weeks in December and come back after the New Year, and we're going to come back with our John and Wendi show, Living Unfiltered with John and Wendi.
Platform
with a refreshed format with that's going to focus on marketing and publicity. I think it's a great advertising, marketing, and publicity. I think it's a great, well,
I mean, we just spoke about how those can be luxuries, and a lot of companies can't afford that, and so here we are.
That's it. You just nailed it.
You know, we're the resource.
Oh my God, you just nailed it. You just nailed it. That's what our show needs to be about.
I did good, Wendi.
Do you think so?
I think that. Well, I mean, I think
we can have people on that don't have an opportunity to be other places. That you know what I mean,
or other experts.
Yes.
People that are somehow in the industry and that are doing creative things or are groundbreaking or changing things for the industry. Because the thing about marketing and PR, I think, is they can get stuck for a little bit, and then it gets shaken up, and everyone's trying to kind of play catch up on how to do it now,
and they're never going to go away.
Yeah, and so it's constantly changing and evolving. So there's always people breaking ground in the industry and doing really creative, cool, interesting things.
So when we come back, I think we come back on December
3 weeks off.
December 8th, 2 weeks off. No, we're going to come back on our next show.
2
2
weeks
weeks with Deirdre, and then we'll take 3 weeks off, and then we'll come back with that show. So the next show, we're just going to come back with Deirdre, and that'll be like, our final Wendy's all over the place with her Living Filter show.
Okay, perfect. Perfect.
But then we have to really focus and come back with our...
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's already people I'm thinking in my head that would be perfect guests for the show that could offer a lot of advice, a lot of insight, that are also just really cool and fun to listen to.
I think that I'll be learning the whole time, because I think you have such a different set of people. I've never had a problem finding a guest from my show. Or getting a guest to say yes.
Yeah, that's what you were mentioning, that people, you didn't have a problem getting me on it, and now I'm your freaking co-host.
No, but what's really crazy is that you have to, my biggest fear was, I started doing radio because my Kabbalah teacher said you need to get out of your comfort zone. And I said, well, and I had just produced an hour radio interview for the Kabbalah Center. And for radio, right? And it was a beautiful interview. And I said, well, maybe I'll do my own radio show. And that's how I did it. And she urged me to do it. And I suffered to make that decision because I didn't.
You were scared?
What would I say for the first, I was afraid of the first minute.
That was my initial thought coming into this. And Tony and I were actually talking about this in the green room, is how, it can be hard to be in a room of people. And that can be a little bit nerve-wracking sometimes. Just a simple room of people could be a little bit nerve-wracking. You're making a bunch of small talk, bullshit, whatever. And then, but all of a sudden, and I was nervous first time I came on the show. I was like, God, I have nothing to say. What am I going to talk about? I don't want to hear my voice. I don't want anybody seeing this or hearing this. What the hell am I doing?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And then literally after the first minute, that all just kind of disappears, and then it's just fun, and then you're just chatting with your friend or an intriguing guest, So it's really...
And most of the time it's fun because what happens is people get the bug. A lot of people leave here and they have the bug and they really want to have their own show, or they want to... And
it's addictive.
Yeah, well, podcasting, because we turn into a podcast, and what's awesome about podcasting is that's what everybody listens to. When people have their earbuds in, there's a new commercial on TV where it shows what people are listening to. So they're walking down the street, right?
Oh,
but somehow, and you don't know what they're listening to, but they have like up in the corner that like this person's listening to maybe politics or something, and so it's how podcasting is so awesome that you're always learning. People are always learning now, and that's what people are really listening to. They're downloading podcasts. I do it all the time, and I listen to podcasts, and I love it. And so
especially if you're spending hours in the car, whatnot, music gets.
I always make sure I have my podcast downloaded. If I know I'm going to be in the car for a few hours, I download a bunch of podcasts that I want to listen to.
Sometimes music makes you think too much, and then you're kind of thinking about stuff in your head. And if you're listening to people talking or an interesting topic,
or you're learning,
you're learning, and it's also kind of taking you out of your head for a moment. At least that's my experience.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm excited.
Me too.
We're going to have a real show with real core meaning.
Yeah, core meaning and structure to some extent. There doesn't need to be major structure, but just so we can keep track of what we want to talk about.
And so we can give back at the same time by giving other people opportunities to spread their word and to, because I don't think, I don't think I'll stop doing this ever, because every time I stop, I want to start again. I seriously.
The radio?
Yeah, just having this place, because this isn't what I do for a living. It's like when it's hard to explain to people that this is not what I do for a living. It's what I do because I just like to do it.
They say, wait a minute, you don't work one night every 2 weeks?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not your job? 1 hour a night? I know.
But so at the end of the day, it's really wonderful to be able to have a platform where we can share with people around the world. And, if anybody actually wants to be considered or be a guest on Living Unfiltered, we're very gracious. We're more than welcome to have you here.
Or even just ask advice or questions. If if you can't make it to the studio to be a guest, but you need our help in some form within our expertise, ask us.
Yeah, we should really put more of an effort into that now that we'll do the marketing and the publicity. It's like we'll do an outreach where if anybody does have questions, and we can answer those questions, because those are things that people really don't understand. How do I bring something to market? How do I create publicity?
You know what we should do too?
We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Actually, we don't. I'm lying. We're already over 3, but we have 2.
Well, I'll save it for the next one, but it's a marketing idea that my dad gave me for this show.
Oh,
for
really?
us, and I'm going to talk about it next time.
Well, why don't you talk to it after the show?
Okay, well, I'll talk to you about it after the show. I'm just trying to include our lovely listeners.
Okay. All right. So anyway, I want to do a shout out to Giovanni. If Giovanni Maronati is listening, he's visiting. He's staying with me. He is my nephew from Italy.
Yay.
A nuclear freaking engineer or something like that. I don't know. He's like so smart. I told him I didn't have an algebra class in my life, and he looked at me like,
he's like, I took that as a toddler.
How do you breathe? And John, you're
not
moving?
a nuclear physicist. Yeah, moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got lots of boxes for you in the car.
Thank you.
Tony, have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know, and if you find time, come on down. All right?
Come on down.
Come on down. And I wish everybody, and I'm sure you do too.
Nah.
No? Not really?
Not everyone.
I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, I do too.
Okay, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks with Deirdre Wilson and probably Tony too.
Tony better be here.
All right, everybody. John.
Good night,
thanks
Wendi.
For being here. Good
Thanks,
night.
Wendi.
Well, it's time to wrap up another great hour of Living Unfiltered here at ubnradio.com. We'd love to hear from you. So if you have a topic you'd like us to discuss or you want to be a guest on our show, you can reach us at livingunfiltered@gmail.com. And since we're right here in the heart of Hollywood at Sunset Gower Studios, that's like saying, have your people call my people.